Hello there, bio builders. This is Makuta Alvarez. Now, I mean, you've already seen my face in one of my previous videos, an interview video, I believe, but I'd like to consider this to be my first official face reveal. Because you're not just seeing my face, but you're also getting a chance to see and, well, get to know me a little bit better outside of just like saying my lines for a skit. So, here you go. This is what I look like. Yeah. So, I wanted to talk about a few different things because I noticed recently I had 100 subscribers and I mean, I knew I was getting close to the mark, but it kind of hit me out of nowhere because I was just, typing up a script for like another video of mine. And then I saw the 100 subscriber mark notification and I thought, oh, wow. It's like, it was exciting for me, but at the same time, I was thinking, I don't have a 100 subscriber special that I planned for because it just didn't occur to me to do that. So that's why we're here. I wanted to talk about how I got into Bionicle, first Bionicle set, how it's affected me in my life. So, and we'll just see where it goes from there. So, the year that I first got into Bionicle was the year 2005, which I know, generally speaking, a lot of people seem to look back on that year as not one of the highlights of Bionicle's run, but it was the year that got me interested. I really liked the bestial looks of the sets that they have, the Toa Hordeca and the Visorak. The spiders especially just I thought were really cool, and the fact that you could like press down on their back to pinch the things together that just blew my mind at the time. Um, I think I wasn't quite 10. I was like almost 10 years old or something like that. But it just really hooked me in. It's like I got my first Bionicle set, which was the Visorak Vodorak, that red one. Um, I'll see if I can find it in a little bit here. But that was my first official Bionicle set. Now, if you want to be technical, there actually was one other Bionicle set that I had obtained before that. I just wasn't interested in it, and I didn't know. It was like a birthday gift or something. It was Taraga Duma and Nivok. And that one, like I said, was given to me as like a birthday present or something, but I just wasn't interested in it. And for some odd reason, we didn't just return it to the store and get the money back. It just kind of hung around, and then it wasn't until a few months later that I was learning a little bit more about the Bionicle lore and stuff that I looked back and I realized, oh, I actually have this older 2004 set, and that just made me even happier. I opened it up, I built it, and I was really happy with it, and it's just been all fun and growing from there. But no, now we're gonna get into more how Bionicle has affected me. From that first Visorak set, I was very intrigued by the combo models that they had in the back of the instruction booklets. So I was really set on trying to get as most of us were, trying to get the other ones so we could build those combo models. That's really the main thing I was thinking about. And uh, that once I was able to obtain those and build those combo models, I started experimenting with different other building techniques that I could use. I started looking into what other people were doing, and then I started to realize, hang on, they're using pieces that I don't recognize. It wasn't until later on that I realized those are some pieces that only came out in the earlier years, like 2000 through 2004, I guess, right before I started getting into it. And at the time, eBay wasn't something that I was really aware of, so I just thought, oh, okay, missed opportunity there. What sorts of things do they have in the future? So, and then 2006 rolled around and they had the Paraka, which I thought, huh, that's a very weird uh, route for them to go. But at that point, I just really loved the Bionicle theme, so that was enough to get me hooked into just buying those sets. And I think my brother wanted to get like the Matoran, so he got those, and then later on we just kind of combined this stuff together. And then the Toa came out, and being a pretty rudimentary Bionicle builder at the time, I was very much happy um, with just the builds that they had. I mean, very basic, I know, but at the time, this was groundbreaking stuff for me. I thought, oh man, it's so much easier to customize and add things on or take things off, and I just really enjoyed that. in the 2006 year. And then the Titan sets came out. I think I chronologically got that mixed up. It was Paraka, Titan sets, and then Toa. But the Titan sets came out, and my brother and I, we did get those as well. I got the Brutaka set because that's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. I just really love the gold and blue mixture. It is amazing. And I think I actually still have Brutaka sitting up here. I don't know if you can see him or not, but well, he's kind of blocked off a little bit by Mr. Tall Botar there, but anyways, you can take my word for it. Yeah, 2006 was a very, very fun year for me, and it really gave me a chance to kind of dive into the story a little bit more. Because I mean, from the 2005 portion, I didn't really have much knowledge of what was happening, and thinking, oh, these are mutated versions of another team. It was confusing stuff for me. But I just liked the sets, so I got the sets. 2006 was really the time where I started to really dive deeper and understand the whole storyline and the Bionicle lore. And of course, as you can imagine, from someone who knew only a little bit from 2005 and then 2006 onward, some of the stuff that I was reading about was a little bit confusing for me, because it was talking about the Toa Nuva and talking about Makuta and Takanuva, and I was just thinking to myself, who the heck are those guys? And it wasn't until much later that I actually dove into the past and started researching and, well, collecting some of the older sets and really starting to get a better understanding and appreciation of the whole storyline, not just the portion that I grew up with. So that was also pretty interesting. I'm trying to see how else. Yes. So the storyline, well, I do find it very entertaining, and I was probably borderline addicted to finding anything Bionicle related, just reading stories and finding lore and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that it affected me in some subconscious way, but I just feel like I mean, that was pretty much my childhood, and through like some of my teen years is just Bionicle and the storyline and collecting the sets. That was just a huge portion of my life. I mean, there's other things that were in my life too, like martial arts and things like that, but that was a big chunk of my life right there. And learning about the lore was, I mean, I know I'm just rambling on and just saying the same thing over and over again, but I just love the theme. It is just amazing, and it's just been my passion, I think, for a really long while to, find the gaps in the storyline, find the things that don't make sense, and strive to try and, work something in there to make it make sense, to give the whole storyline a little more body, give it more. It's like that's something that I've wanted to do for the longest time, but I just haven't, because I had never done a video before, much less YouTube was just kind of a passing interest at the time, and I thought, oh yeah, these other people who do Bionicle videos, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. Oh, they're already putting stuff up there. And secondly, I felt that my collection was lacking, or I didn't have enough pieces or enough figures to do something like that. And while I will admit now, I mean, I do have loads of Bionicles, probably too much, to substantially do all sorts of content, but admittedly, if I had just sucked it up and just done it earlier, it probably would have been just fine. It would have been fine. I would have been contributing a little earlier, but anyways, I'm here right now, putting this content out for everybody, mostly for me, because I just love doing this sort of thing. And I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, reasons why I wasn't doing the videos in the past. So A, because it seemed like a lot of work, I was inexperienced with video making. 2, lack of Bionicle collection. And 3, I think I already mentioned it, but it seemed like other people were already putting a lot of content out there that I enjoyed watching. And it is just slowly, a little bit at a time, it's like my favorite Bionicle channels just started putting out less and less video content, and I still felt myself kind of longing for more. And then, I mean, you guys, I mean, if you've seen my stuff and my content, you probably know who Noah Productions is. But when he did those stop motion movies, like a 2 hour one and a 3 hour one, that was, I mean, the little kid inside of me was just freaking out and just getting all hyped up and giddy about it. It was, I was a child again. I mean, I have a lot of those I'm a child again moments, but that was one of the hugest ones for me. I was thinking, oh man, the storyline that I grew up with, the 2006 2007, that chunk right there that I really started getting into the lore, it's in movie form. That it it words can't even describe completely how I felt when I saw that notification saying that those videos had been released. And then it's like a little bit later on, it's like I think Noah Production just started kind of doing, kind of putting those movies to the side and just kind of doing some other things. And I know some of the other channels, Kyler Nuva, and I don't really watch Shadow Gear that much. I'm not fond of his humor. But some of the other Bionicle content, it just started slowly kind of dropping off a little bit, and I started thinking to myself, man, I'm still longing for more. And finally it dawned on me, it's like, why don't you just go ahead and just try and do a video? So I was, and of course, some of you guys, if you look back at my past videos, you'll know that that happened around 2015, 2016-ish time that I put my first video out. That was when I finally decided, okay, I'm going to put a few things out. They weren't even strictly related to Bionicle lore or storyline. They were just a bunch of mocks that I had built that weren't necessarily related to the primary Bionicle storyline, but I wanted to get started on that. And I thought it appropriate because they had that, you know, that Makuta building challenge from a few years back. I decided, let's just make that the first video that I put on here. And it was somewhere around that time that I came up with the name Makuta Alvarez. And honestly, I don't remember a whole lot of my thought process that went into thinking of that name. But I do remember thinking, well, I like to build animals. I like to build Rahi. And the Makuta species is known for doing that, so why not name myself Makuta something or other? Because I mean, you got Makuta Pterodax and Miserix and Spirea, all those guys. So I thought, what name could I give myself? So I thought I'd just kind of pick the name Alvarez, because I mean, that's it's kind of a family name of ours. I mean, it's a pretty common last name, so I felt that that would make it fairly secure for me, and it was only like part of my name, so there we go. Kind of personalizes it a little bit for me. So yeah, Makuta Alvarez. Started with that first video, the big Makuta Titan that I built, and looking back at it recently, I it just dawned on me that it's gotten over like 2,000-3,000 views or something, and I hadn't even been aware of that. I just kind of forgotten about it and just kind of left it in the, you know, my archived videos list. And but no, apparently it's been picking up a lot of views lately over the recent years, which I know 2,000-3,000 views is like, how much is that? It's a lot for me, as I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Those of you who are also trying to put little YouTube videos out. But yeah, hang on, let me see what else I got on here. Well, I guess that's really all that I was really going to talk about. I mean, I guess I could talk a little bit about the animation stuff that I did. But, so you guys know about the interview series. Honestly, I just kind of stumbled upon that idea. It's like I was thinking about doing a review series, quite honestly, to just review every single set that I had just put together again before just taking it apart. That, quite honestly, was my original intent. I didn't just do that for the skit. That was my original intent. And then I started thinking about it a little bit more, and it's like, who's going to watch a review series? There's plenty of them out there. I don't really feel like there's much more I can contribute except just my own personal opinion of the sets, which, admittedly, maybe that could have gone well. I don't know. But, sorry, dogs are barking there. But what I did end up doing was, because I hadn't yet dabbled in animation work, and I wanted to try out a little bit of that. So what I ended up doing is, I don't even remember how I thought of the interview series. It just kind of hit me, and maybe part of it had to do with the time that I was looking for a job, so I was going out for a lot of interviews, so I had interviews on my mind a lot of the times. So that might have been a reason why it dawned on me to try that out. So, hence the first interview series with the Mektoran. And it didn't really get the kind of response from everyone that I was hoping it would, but it was something that I enjoyed. And although as of the making of this video, this 100 subscriber special, I have not yet released the second episode, but I will have you guys know the second episode is done. I have it ready to release. I'm just waiting for the right time because I have to look back at my list again, but I think I may have another video or two that I had scheduled to release before that. So I'm going to release those first, and then you'll be seeing the second episode of the interview series pretty soon after. So I'm really looking forward to showing you guys that. Now, as far as the other animation stuff that I do, like specifically the MNC series, or Metro Nui Chronicles MNC, that's really where my passion truly lies, is making, episodes or movies, I guess, similar to kind of what Noah Productions does, but just taking snippets of the storyline, specifically the parts where there's not a whole lot of information on it, and just, for lack of a better word, movifying it, making a movie of it, making episodes. Originally, my intent was just to make a full movie just based off of the Kanohi Dragon being released and it, getting subdued and, captured again. And then I finally came to grips with myself and realized, okay, dude, that is a huge, huge commitment you're making. You might want to break it down into bite-sized pieces. So I thought, okay, episodes would probably be better. Hence where I started episode 1, the Release the Dragon. So yeah, cheesy name, I know, but hey, I'm in the early stages of this YouTube channel. I'm allowed to do cheesy things. Quite frankly, I'm allowed to do cheesy things later on as well, but I feel like I have more reason now to be cheesy about those sorts of things. Let's see. So the animation work, I'm gonna set my laptop down. That's where my notes are, because I just kind of got to the end of the notes there. So the animation work, I started off using what's it called, Studio 18 for my regular slideshows and my mocks and my other videos. And so I figured I would try and make a movie with that. And I'll just do some stop motion animation. And started off by just taking a bunch of pictures. Quite honestly, all the picture taking and video stuff I do, it's all on my phone. I just use my phone for all the cameras and videos. And admittedly, I probably could look into getting an actual camera or a video camera for better quality. But, I mean, I personally think that this has been working just fine. So that's what I've been using. I use it for my picture taking. I use it for my video taking. I bought myself a green screen so I can, do the little animation backgrounds and stuff, and just building my own set props, like the big, ugly brown Vaki transport thing that I built for the MNC series. I mean, that's sitting up there. Well, I guess you guys can't really see it. Well, it's okay that you don't see it. I don't really like how it looks. But, just building my own props that way. That's kind of how the animation work got started. And I just learned a little bit here and there, learning through the process, and just learning a little bit about all the different things that go into the video making. And I'm back again. Sorry for the interruption. So, I forgot what I was talking about. Something about animation anyway. I don't know. Yeah. So, start off with the, camera, photos, videos. Okay. I just have to learn a lot of patience and figuring out exactly how much to move, an arm or a limb, to make it look smooth in the actual video when I make it. And, I could go into a whole nother conversation about that, but just suffice to say, there's a lot of trial and error involved with my animation work, and there still is quite a bit, honestly. But the important thing is that I'm learning and growing and trying to, get better on this stuff. So I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't really have anything else for you guys. I've been just rambling on for almost 20 minutes now. I recognize that and acknowledge that. I'm going to make this go a little bit longer so you guys can get a little sneak peek at some of my collection here, because I'm not going to show you all of it because, I want at least some of it to be a surprise for, future slideshows. But I think a good place to start would be down here on the bottom level. Hang on. Just give me a second. Turny. Lower you guys down a little bit. Right over there is my 2001, 2, and 3 collection. Kind of over in that corner. I was going to move you guys closer. Let's get the phone off of here. Youpee! Alrighty. So right here, in the dark, that's my 2001 stuff. You got the Toamata right there. Got the Borak. I know the rock here all just kind of pile on each other, but trust me, they're all there. I got the Nui Jaga, the Terakava, Waka Canera, and the Manus Crabs are in there as well. They're the remotes. And the Nui Rama are hiding behind these guys. But yeah, I've been also building a whole lot of villagers. So, hang on, let me just kind of pull this out. Yeah, so guess what I do in my spare time? Guess what I do with way too much of my spare time? I build villagers. And the Nui Rama are back there. I'm not going to pull them out right now. Going to shift those guys back. And then up here, we got the Toanuva. We got the Borak cow. And interesting side note, I actually do not own the red Borak cow. But I'm not really worried about that right now. There's plenty of time for me to obtain that, and it's probably really cheap to get. And you got the Exotoa back there, and then if we go a little bit higher, you get a chance to see some more 2003 stuff. So you got Takunuva right here. I got the Chrome Mask, and I got starting to build my collection of Krata a little bit. That's the start of it. And I have some more Krata, but they're inside the heads of these other Rakshi right here. As you might have noticed, some of these Rakshi look a little different. It's because I made some custom ones. I looked into the Bionicle lore a little bit more and figured, hey, I want to build some of these other Rakshi. The Lightning one, or the Gravity one, or Plant Life one. I really like the Plant Life one. That's this one right here with the brown and green. Let's go a little bit higher. Quite honestly, this is just a bunch of just generic Toa characters. Most of them don't really have names. I might assign them names later on and make them part of the Toa Kordak team or something, something obscure like that. And I'll give you guys a brief look up here. So up here is where kind of where I have the Guardians of the Mask of Life. Got some Makuta up there. Got a couple of the vehicles. Back there I got a few other Makuta. I don't want to linger there for too long. Some of those I want to make into slideshows. So that's all you're getting for right now. So not sorry. That's all you're getting. Right here, I'm very proud of this. This is my Dark Hunter collection. Part of it. There are the rest. Not counting the Paraka, of course, because they, betrayed him. And he ain't happy with it. So they get to sit on a separate shelf. So you got the Shadow one right there. You got Ancient. Couldn't find another dark blue Rakshi mask, so that's the one I gave him. You got Lariska. You got the little bat from the movie that I made, episode. And, oh, hang on, this one actually has a light. I know it's on this one. Ha! There we go. Now you can see things. In the back, we got a Vanisher. And we got a Darkness right around there. And we got Centrak right here. In the very, very back, I have my custom-made Gladiator that I made. And we got Savage right there. You look underneath here. We got Hordika Dragon. Don't remember his name. Oh, Amphibax. Tyrant, Mimic, Rudaka. These are official sets right here, these three. And we got Charger. Don't remember his name. Dweller. That's my Dark Hunter collection. Okay. Then we go over here. You're going to be seeing all sorts of things. This is my 2007 collection. Got a couple of Zyglok, Karzani mutated version, Hydraxon, Nocturne, more 2007 stuff. And there's Gadunka. Here we go a little bit deeper. It's like, oh. I'm going to wait before showing you guys that. those are some more MOCs I want to put in a slideshow. And we got the 2005 sets right here. The Rahaga in the front, Hordika in the back. And I just have a whole truckload of Vizirek, so that's where they're hanging out. And, oh, looks like I got another Vizirek kind of hanging out here. There you go. This one was kind of a custom made one. It's got different pinchers, but I got loads more over there. Got the Totterak Beast that I built. There's a Toahaga right there. You guys will get a chance to see the full team later on, trust me. I have that in the books. And then we got some of the orders of Madanui. Hang on, before I show these guys to you, I just need to kind of refresh my mind which of these things you've already seen or not. Let's see. Okay, so there's one on here that you haven't seen, but I feel okay with just giving you like a little glimpse of it. So I'll show you these ones on the far right first. So we got Krakua, and we got Top Duck, and we got Helrix, who has been modified a little bit. I changed some of her armor and some of her legs to look a little more blue, a little more water-like, which is something that honestly I had some qualms about. It's just a personal thing. I did want to splash some white in there, but after looking at her a few times, I started to think, that might have been a little excessive on the whiteness. You can make whatever sorts of jokes about that you'd like, but there you go. And we got Botar right back there. We got Brutaka, and we got Axon right there. We got the staff of Artaka, and then we got, well, you'll learn who that is later on. Some of you might already have guesses, but that's another order member. And then up there at the top, I got some more things. There's a Zyvon right there. That's the ugly Vaki transport. These are some models that Ruby suggested I build, and there's my 2009, 2010 stuff over there. Yeah. I got more things as well, but they're closed off in other places because, I only have so much shelf space. So, there we go. I'm going to put you guys back right here. Alrighty. Turning you back to face this way. See if I can get it more or less back to where it was before. That looks about right. Okay. So, I know that this is a really long video, but most of you guys are probably going to scrub through it. Or, if you like to do what I like to do with these long YouTube videos, I just have it playing in the background. So, there you go. Regardless of how you watch this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Getting the chance to get to know me and kind of my thought processes on all these things, how Bionicle has affected me, how I have affected Bionicle, and, giving some contributions to the storyline and all that jazz. And, yeah. I am exhausted. I was just rambling and talking for almost half hour. I think this is a pretty good place to stop, though. If you guys have any comments, suggestions as to what else I could do on my channel, I'm more than open to them. I'm probably not going to do some of them because I already have some plans set up for some other content, but I wouldn't mind at least getting a chance to hear some suggestions, and I don't know, maybe I'll do something like that. I mean, for the 100 subscriber special right here, I figured that this would be a good thing to do. Just tell you about myself, allow you guys a chance to kind of get to know me on a little bit of a deeper level instead of just my animation work and my slideshows and end screens. So, this is me. I talk a lot. I ramble. I'm obsessed with Bionicle. Of course, on that last one, you probably could already tell, but now you know for a fact that I love the theme. It's been a huge point of my life, and I want to be able to give something back to the Bionicle community and just give something back to the theme that has just brought so much joy to my life. So that's my 100 subscriber special. So appreciate you guys watching it. Be looking ahead to some of my other content. Be on the lookout for that second episode of the interview series. And I know some of you guys are wondering about the second episode of the Metro Nui Chronicles. I don't want to give away a whole lot, But I will say this much. The script has been completely written out, and I still need to take pictures and videos. Because I told you guys earlier about the interview stuff that I was going through personally. Well, I have a job now, so I'm having to kind of juggle that along with everything else. So that means a little bit less time for animation work. It is still my goal to work on it, at least a little bit at times, 10, 15 minutes out of my day. Do that every day. We'll get there. And you guys have been extremely supportive of my content, and I really appreciate you guys for that. For those of you who have been here since I had my rough start in 2015, 2016, thanks for sticking with me. For those of you newer subscribers, many thanks to you guys as well. You sent me over the 100 mark, and that's part of why this video is coming out. So this is your fault. Part of this is because of you guys just subscribing and supporting my work so much. I appreciate it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. This is Makuta Alvarez signing out.